What's good, guys? It's Sean here, and today I'm back to review the Air Jordan 1 Retro High Flyknit in the Shadow colorway. So this shoe came to me all the way from Beaverton, Oregon, courtesy of the good people from Jumpman. So I want to give a huge thank you to you guys. Thank you guys so much for hooking me up with this pair early. So these are slated to drop this Saturday, January 13th for $180 US or $240 here in Canada. So if past colorways have been any indication, this shoe shouldn't be that hard to get on release day. The official colorway for this shoe is black, wolf gray, and white, and this of course is inspired by the classic Air Jordan 1 in the Shadow colorway. So this one is set to release in remastered form later on this year, so I'm super excited for the re-release of this one as well. So if you guys haven't seen my detailed review of the Flyknit Jordan 1s in the band colorway, I will add the link in the description down below. So that video should give you everything you need to know about this one, but of course this shoe is done in a completely different color scheme. So instead of your traditional Jordan 1 where the upper is done in leather, kind of like how this one is, in this case the upper of this shoe is done completely in Flyknit. So along the front half of the shoe, this is done in black Flyknit, and specifically around the toe box we have an overlay of wolf gray Flyknit on top. However, when you take a look at the midfoot right here, the base layer over here is done in wolf gray, and instead we have an overlay of black on top. Stitched on top of this, we have this Nike swoosh that's found on both sides of the shoe. This is done in a tumbled wolf gray colored leather. Covering the ankle collar area as well as the bottom of the back heel, this Flyknit is done in a much chunkier fashion compared to the Flyknit found on the front half of the shoe. And then stitched only on the lateral side, we have this Jordan Wings logo done in black leather. The tongue on these is done in a very stretchy black Flyknit and has this horizontal ribbed pattern that runs along the length of the tongue. Stitched at the very top, we have this hit of black leather that has Nike Air branding on the top done in wolf gray, and then on the interior side of the tongue, we have this spool of yarn with the word 1985 done in gold. These come with black waxed cotton laces that have these black plastic lace tips at the end. The interior of the shoe is done in black leather, giving it a nice luxurious touch, and the insoles on these are thicker than the traditional insoles found on the Jordan 1s. So these insoles are done with a black leather finish on the top, and it features Nike Air branding debossed at the heel. These come with your standard Jordan 1 midsole that's done in white, and of course it has the encapsulated air unit found underneath the heel. And when you take a look at the bottom, here is your standard Jordan 1 outsole done in this wolf gray colored rubber, and it has the Nike branding found right in the center. In terms of sizing, I find that these Jordan 1 Flyknits do run a little bit on the bigger side, so I'd recommend going a half size down. So I wear between a size 10 and a size 10.5 in most sneakers. For Jordan 1s, I'm typically and almost always a size 10.5. But in this case, Jordan Brand sent me a size 10, and these fit me perfectly. This Flyknit upper is thinner than the traditional leather, and it is going to be very flexible, so it will form very well to your feet. Comfort wise is also where the shoe shines. So a lot of you might not like the fact that they replace your traditional and classic leather with Flyknit, but I do have to say that the Flyknit version is more comfortable than the traditional Jordan 1 done in leather. The reason for this is because, as I mentioned earlier, the insole on these shoes is thicker than your traditional insoles, so it will give you a much more plush and comfortable ride, and in addition to that, the upper is much more breathable, much more lightweight, and there's absolutely zero break-in time required. So now let me lace these up and show you guys how these are on feet. Overall, with a colorway like this, with black, white, and gray, you really can't go wrong. What it comes down to really is whether you personally like the look of Flyknit on a Jordan 1. So for me, I can see the good and bad on both. So of course, I obviously do prefer the classic leather look on my Jordan 1s, but I do have to say, as I mentioned earlier, these are much more comfortable, and really at the end of the day, this is a shoe that I'm not going to worry too much about. I can just put them on, go outside, and not stress too much if I get them scuffed up or get them dirty. This Shadow colorway in general is going to be very versatile. I can throw this on with a whole bunch of different outfits and I'll be able to make it work. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of these Flyknit Jordan 1s in the Shadow colorway. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give me that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and give me a follow also on my Instagram at SGO8. Another huge thank you goes out to Jordan Brand for hooking me up with this shoe early. These do release January 13th, once again, for $180 US or $240 here in Canada. So until next time, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys in my next review.